Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class for the first intermediate grade. Our textbook is Super Goal 2 and today we will cover a new unit. This unit called Let's Celebrate, Listen and Discuss and Pair Work. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazana Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Imad Adweb. So let's begin. Our objectives in today's lesson, we hope that at the end of this lesson you will be able to discuss national holidays around the world and also express responsibilities toward the country. So, let's begin with a question. The first question I have for you is, what are the important holidays in your country? So, I need you to think about the holidays that you have in your country. You can say, for example, here in Saudi, we have the Eid al-Fitr holiday, we have Eid al-Adha holiday, we have also other holidays like the national holiday. And also, how do you celebrate them? So we have our own celebration in Eid al-Fitr and in Eid al-Adha. And also today we're going to learn, or maybe we can remind ourselves on how can we celebrate the national holiday. So usually in a national holiday you can see a parade where you can see a group of people who walking on the street to show their celebrations. And also, what are the other things that people usually do on that day? They celebrate in the streets, they chant together, they fly flags together, and also they send special cards to each other. So they send special cards to remind themselves of this holiday or the holiday that they were celebrating in. And also to attend performances and presentations. So usually people in, let's say, national holiday, they attend performances. Maybe there is, for example, there is a performance of planes, there is a performance of horses. So people usually attend to these shows, and also with the presentations, maybe at school or at work, and even they can when they celebrate with their own family. So now I would like you to please open your books on page 48. I would like you please to open your books on page 48. On page 48 you can see different pictures of different holidays. Let's begin with the first holiday we have. I'm going to read each one of them and I'm going to read twice. The first time you listen, you only listen without underlining any words. And the second time you listen and here try to underline some difficult words that you may face and try to elicit some information that is new for you. So I'm going to read about these pictures twice as I said. So let's begin with the first one. National Day. Saudi Arabia, September 23rd. Cities and towns are covered in green. People fly flags and celebrate in the streets. Oman, November 18th. There are official celebrations, parades, and fireworks. United Arab Emirates, December 2nd. UAE countries celebrate the Federation of the Emirates. People decorate the streets, buildings, and homes with bright lights. Kuwait, February 25th and 26th. People in Kuwait celebrate their national and liberation days with fireworks and special events. Families and friends get together to share meals. So now I'm going to read them again, and this time I'm going to point while I read. So try to follow with me, and as I said, underline any difficult word that you may face. National Day. Saudi Arabia, September 23rd. Cities and towns are covered in green. People fly flags and celebrate in the streets. Oman, November 18th. There are official celebrations, parades, and fireworks. United Arab Emirates, December 2nd. UAE countries celebrate the Federation of the Emirates. People decorate the streets, buildings, and homes with bright lights. Kuwait, February 25th and 26th. People in Kuwait celebrate their national and liberation days with fireworks and special events. Families and friends get together to share meals. So now we have read, or we have talked about different national days on 4 countries. So as you can see, on each country you'll see pictures, and also you can see the date of their national day and what people usually do on that day. So for example, Saudi Arabia celebrate their national day on September 23rd. And what do people usually do there? You can see whole cities and towns covered in green. People fly flags of Saudi Arabia in the streets. Also in Oman, their national day will be on November 18th. You will see official celebrations, parades, people who are walking on the street, and also fireworks. You can see fireworks in Oman. Also, United Arab Emirates, they celebrate their national day on December the 2nd. So they celebrate the Federation, and also they decorate the street and the buildings and home with bright lights. About Kuwait, they have 2 national days, which is February 25th and 26th. So people usually in Kuwait, they celebrate with fireworks, and they also use the special events, and families, they get together to share meal, to show or to celebrate of this occasion on the national day. Now, so here I have, based on the text and based on what we have read, here I have a couple of questions. So let's read those questions and you can answer me. So where is everything covered in green? So of all of these 4 countries, where is the country that you can see everything covered in the green? Very good, it is Saudi Arabia. The second question is, where do people fly flags? Where do people fly flags? Excellent, everywhere in Saudi Arabia, Oman, Emirates, and Kuwait. And where do people decorate streets and buildings with their bright lights? Which country is this? Very good, it is the UAE. And where do people celebrate with parades? As we said, parades where people can, in a group, walk on the streets. Very good. Based on the text, it says Oman. And the last question, where do people watch fireworks? So the text, or the text we have just read, talked about where do people, or which are the countries that use the fireworks. Very good. It is Oman and Kuwait. So here we have answered about the pictures or these national days of the 4 countries. Now, I would like you please to turn to page 49. Turn please to page 49. On page 49, you can see similar pictures to this. And let me ask you first, who is or what is exactly the children is doing from the car? So you can see from the car a picture, and you can see a hand of a child. What is he doing exactly? Very good. He is waving the flag. He is flying the flag and waving with it. And also, what do you think the people on the right picture, they are doing? Very good. Yes, they are celebrating their national Day. They are celebrating their national day. As we can see green flags on that picture. So people are celebrating on or for National Day. And now, here we have a simple conversation. A conversation between Amal and Sabah. So what we need to do is we're going to listen to Amal and Sabah. It's a simple conversation. Have a look at this conversation and I will read the both parts. So in this conversation, Amal started by saying, "Let's get some cards for the National Day." Sabah said, "Okay, that is a wonderful idea. We can send them to family and friends." Amal said, "Yes, I like to send greeting cards to people I know." So now, let's read it again, and this time also I'm going to point. Amal, let's get some cards for the National Day. Sabah, okay, that is a wonderful idea. We can send them to family and friends. Amal, yes, I like to send greeting cards to people I know. So here we in this conversation we have listened to Amal and Sabah talking about sending a greeting cards just to celebrate the National Day. So one way to celebrate the National Day maybe by flying flags, attending shows, and also sending cards as Amal and Sabah are planning to do. And now, quick check here. I have a couple of questions. I would like you to fill in the blanks with words from page 48. You remember page 48, the page about the 4 countries. So here I would like you to write down or fill in these blanks with words from that page. So let's start with the first one. People plank in the streets. People plank in the streets. So what do people usually do in the streets? Based on page 48? Very good. Yes, people celebrate in the streets. Usually in National Day, people celebrate in the streets. Number 2, people plank their homes with bright lights. People, their homes with bright lights. So what exactly do people do with their homes with bright lights? Very good. Yes, they decorate. People decorate their homes with bright lights. Number 3, there are plank in most countries on National Day. There are something that usually we can see in most of the countries on National Day. Do you remember what that thing is? Very well, very good. It is a celebration. There are celebrations in most of the countries on National Day. And number 4, you can watch something in the sky at night. So one form of celebration is something that we can watch at night in the sky, and usually they use it for National Day. Do you remember what that thing is? Very good. It is fireworks. So you can watch the fireworks in the sky at night. And number 5, families and friends get together to meals. So what about meal? When families and friends, they get together, they do what with meals? Excellent. They share meals. They share meals together. And number 6, on National Days, people fly something from their houses or wave them in the sky. So what exactly people fly there? Excellent. They fly flags. They fly flags. So now, on the quick check, the second question, comprehension, answering with yes or no. So, the first one, people in Saudi Arabia, and this is also according to what we have read on page 48. People in Saudi Arabia cover everything in green. Do you think this is yes? And now we will move to number 6. Number 6 says, on National Days, people fly from their houses or wave them in the street. So as we have read, what do they fly? Very good. They fly flags from their houses, or they can also wave them in the streets. Now, let us move on to the second quick check question, which is a comprehension. Here we're going to read those statements and answer with yes or no of each statement. The first one, people in Saudi Arabia cover everything in green. So, according to the text, do you think we should write here yes or no? Do people in Saudi Arabia cover everything in green? The answer is, of course, yes. Number two, in the UAE, people only decorate their homes. Only decorate their homes. So what do you think? According to the text, do they only decorate their homes? Very good. The answer is no. They decorate their buildings, not only their homes. Number three, there are parades in every country. So according to the text, are there parades in every country? The answer, of course, is no. We have read that only in Oman there are parades. And Kuwaitis celebrate their Liberation Day. So, according to the text, what do we have read about Kuwait? Do they celebrate their National Day and Liberation Days as well? Very good. The answer is yes. So here you go. These are the answers of the second question, the comprehension question. The first one is yes, no, no, and yes. And now we will move to pair work. Here we're going to ask and answer about the holidays. So I'm going to give you certain examples and you can adjust your own example. The first one, when is the national holiday in your country? You can ask any friend of yours the same question. When is your national holiday? And he can answer with whatever the answer that is suitable for his country. So for example, here we have asked this question about a Saudi, and he said Saudi National Day is on September 23rd. You can also have a further question. You can say, what do people usually do on that day? And he would say, according to the text, he can say, they fly the flag and celebrate. The other question you can ask, which is, what are you doing or what are you going to do on Saudi National Day? So since he talks about the Saudi National Day, then you can ask about his activities. The same question, what are you going to do on Saudi National Day? And he would say, I am going to the open air activities. I'm going to go to the open air activities. What do you mean by this? It's these shows that happen on open air and not indoor. Also, when we're talking about invitations, the first one we talk about holidays, the second part we're going to talk about invitations. Do you want to invite your cousins for Eid? Either you can say yes, let's invite them, or no, let's not. So here are an example, and you can see everything that is underlined here in pair work is something that you can change. Something that you can change. It's based on the person you interview or the person you have asked this question to. The same thing goes on. Things goes on talking about invitations. So you can think not only to invite not your cousins for Eid. You can talk about a family, you can talk about friends, and you can choose a different holiday other than Eid. For example, you can say, do you want to invite my friends for National Day? Do you want to invite my friends for graduation? So you can think of any other occasion, and you can use the same question and the same format. And also, before we finish, don't forget that on page 111, you will have more practice with vocabulary for holidays and celebrations, and also to use want, need, and like. And now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.